Hey, Hans from Request for Music here with, yes, yet another update to DX. And I hope that you have by now already seen the screens, the pop-up menus that you get if you click on a source or a target, where it shows you all of the sources, and you can use the tabs at the top to filter that information. Or do that with modulators as well, or with, for instance, DX7 files that you could have. So if I was going to go for the Dave Benson files and selected a specific one by double clicking, then this list is updated, so you get all of the files there, and then you could select something there and import, and that works great. So, but I'm going back to the only thing is that the module presets, but I am working on those to try and see if I can get that in the same kind of list, because this looks a bit messy afterwards if you compare that to the other list. But I'll try to work that out. I'm going to reset first and switch these on again. I wanted to have some modulators, some carriers. So of course I have my normal sound there. And what I could do, for instance, is use my LFO1. So for my source set, I'm going to use my LFO1. And in my modulator set, I have now added a carrier and modulator part, because I wanted to be able to either change or modulate all of the carriers in an algorithm or all of the modulators. So let's say that I'm going to change the carrier level, so something like this, and take this operator LFO speed up, and so now it does something like that, right? But of course that's something different than doing the same kind of thing on the modulator. So let's go to the modulator level. And it's going to change all of the modulators at the same time. So if I'm going to something like this, this is not going to have any effect because I'm changing all of the modulators. But if I'm going to do that to the carrier level and maybe change the frequency for all of them a bit, you hear that that has effect. And also you could do stuff like the carrier pan, for instance, and in the list there is also modulator span. There is an exclamation mark with it because that doesn't have effect really, but I couldn't get it out of the list without interfering with all of the calculations in there. So I kept it in there, but there's an exclamation mark to warn you that that will not have any effect. Anyway, those are the changes to the carrier and modulators. So all of the normal functions that you'd have for feedback and detune and phase and whatever in for any operator can be modulated for, well, themselves by all of the other options, or by going into the carriers or modulator part. So that is probably nice. Then another thing that I wanted was something that I've seen in the Arturia DX7, where, and I'll go into the envelope by double clicking on my envelope window here, and oops, that was not intended. And I'll do a fit on there. I'll just do something like this, change it. And I wanted those to be showing the actual location of your playing, so to speak. So that when I press a key, you'll see that there's a yellow dot going over that line to show you exactly where it is. So now it's at sustain level, and then I'll let go, and then it's going into the release phase. And if I do the same kind of thing, and I'll turn the volume down a bit. If I go into my overlay mode, you will actually see that all of those, so if I switch to any of the others, and well, you know, of course, that the overlay does show all of the other operators as well. So I'll do a fit on that one, and do that one, and the colors correspond, of course, to the operators and that kind of stuff. But still, if I would do something like this and do a fit and play, you'll see that all of those get the same kind of yeah, dot to show you. And of course it depends on the length of such things. So if I would do something like this, you'll see that it's yeah, running through them in a different way and finally going into the release phase. So I like that a lot better, and you'll also see that it's also done in the small envelope, but of course in the big envelope editor it gives you a better view of what is going on. So I hope you like that, and I'll see you back in the next video. So cheers for now, bye bye.